Just stopping drinking is very, very difficult. People can stop. It's more involved in that. You have to stay off. You've got to stay off it for life if you're a problem drinker. You've got to think about all the negative consequences of drinking, because you're an addict, aren't you? And you've got to stop. You've got to get on with your life. And if you've got any ambitions, you want to make your life good, you want to make a better life for yourself and your family, you've got to stay away from alcohol. Because it's probably one of the most addictive drugs on earth. You have a crazy few years when you drink, and then you start looking for that buzz again. It's so harmful, and it's so available. I believe if it was invented today, it would be banned. There's so many deaths because of alcohol-related diseases. It's a deadly drug, very deadly drug. It kills around 3 million plus people every year, and it is preventable. That's the thing, isn't it? We've allowed it to have such a big influence on our lives, and it's included in everything we do. Everywhere we go, it's sold, isn't it? Every place we go. It's so common for people to be drinking too much. It's on the increase. I know people say that younger people are steering clear of it, but I don't see that myself. Overall, I've been told by doctors, I've seen the official figures in the UK, that the number of deaths from alcohol-related causes has gone up to a record level. So you've got to look at the big picture and what it's doing to your life. Because we're addicted to it. It can cause you all sorts of physical issues and all sorts of mental health issues. It makes you do crazy things. It did with me anyway. It made me a little bit anxious at first, but as I drank more, my anxiety increased, and I used that alcohol to try and get over the anxiety, to try and escape from things, and get away from stress. And it made me feel extremely good for about 2 or 3 hours, and extremely bad for 24 hours. So a lot of people hit the bars Friday and they drink all weekend, don't they? By Monday they feel terrible. They've spent a fortune. They don't know what to do with themselves really. They may miss work. Things start to fall apart. It's a big killer. And as I said, if you've got any ambitions, you've got to stay clear of it. Successful people don't drink in the main. They don't drink excessively anyway, if that makes sense. It's just too much. It becomes a habit which turns into addiction. I believe that really it's one of these things where it's ingrained, it's weaved into our life, isn't it? It's weaved into society. When you become 18, you can drink legally. And for some reason in the UK especially, it seems to be worse. And the US as well. The rest of Europe doesn't seem to have this excessive drinking culture we do. So why do we drink? Because we're sort of channeled into it, aren't we? Because it's so acceptable. So my parents used to drink a little bit, and I sort of got into it, not via them, but friends. Everyone had a little drink, and it got out of control with me quite quickly because I enjoyed it. That's the thing. Once you try something, it's good, you're going to keep trying it, aren't you? And when you're younger, you don't think about the real bad or the real harmful effects of it. It's a very complicated, very complex drug. And it's one of the things that when you give it up, you feel lost. Now, I've heard many heroin addicts, crack addicts say, well, when they've given it up, they don't miss it at all because they're happy to be here and feel better. But with alcohol, people say to me, oh, I miss it. Or will you not miss it? Do you not miss it? Do you get bored? Do you not miss the crack in the pub and that sort of thing? Well, I think everyone does because we're so used to it. And because you see everybody else doing it, you think, oh, well, I should do it as well. This is the problem. It's such a bad habit, but there's massive, massive profit in this, It kills people, yet people make a lot of money from alcohol, whether it's government receipts or whether it's manufacturers of alcohol or advertisers, all this sort of thing. It's a big, big industry. A big, big industry. But the negative consequences of it far outweigh any benefits. Far outweigh any benefits. And I'm pushing this as you get older, bit, not because I'm a little bit older, but because the sooner you stop, the better. And you've got to give it up as soon as you can so you can keep moving forward. No one wants to be stagnant in life, do they? But I've seen a lot of people who go to the pub every day and they're very habitual and they don't do anything else. Most of the guys I know are single. They can't be bothered. They can't be bothered with anything really. They haven't been out of the area for a long time, and they just seem to have this like lost their ambition. They've lost everything in their life. They've just lost their way, and they can't see any future whatsoever other than going to the bar again. And all they talk about is the bar. People in the bar, maybe a bit of football, and a bit of family. That's about it. They've got no depth to their conversation because they've been stuck in that pub. And you know, alcohol, it depresses the central nervous system and then slows down your brain. That's why it relaxes you. But when that wears off, you feel really, really slow and tired and weak. I used to feel sick. I used to feel nauseous. It took me a long time to get over my heavy drinking sessions. Some people I used to drink with said they didn't have hangovers. I don't believe that, because it's had so many. It dehydrates you. You don't sleep properly. You don't eat properly. I used to have guilt and shame after I'd been drinking. I used to think, well, what a waste of time. Have I upset anybody? Had regrets? Have I let people down? And the emotional impact is quite large for me, because I still am an overthinker, and I always was, and I still am probably a people pleaser, because that's just the way I was. That's my nature. I can't change your nature. I was brought up well, and I didn't have any issues with anybody really. But in my own sort of psyche, I feel I need to people please. When you people please, you overthink, and then you get into a mess. The hard chaps out there don't seem to bother with it. They haven't got addicted. I don't know what it is. It's very complicated for me to think about that as an individual, why I got addicted to it. But there seems to be a thread through people that they're all pretty nice folk who get addicted to it. And they've used it, I think, in the early years to maybe get over social anxiety. They weren't confident. I wasn't confident talking to girls and going out and about in the boozers and that. But when I had a few drinks, I felt great. This is my drug of choice. I can get into the pub, I used to play in a band. I was more confident when I played in the band. And I got into a society where I thought, wow, this is good. When I joined the police service, there was a big team of people. And I was one of the gang. And then the police, when I joined in the 80s, there was a big drinking culture. It was a good way of becoming part of the stronger team, and you got more, I was felt more accepted. But I took over my life with the drinking, and I became a big drinker, and it got out of control. And then my life started to crumble. It took a while because I tried to fight it back. But I should have stopped. I should have got off it earlier, and I should have focused again. I'm older now, and I'm totally focused on my life again. And I feel good. Every day I feel good. And I'm able to do things 24 hours a day. So if somebody said to me, would you like to go back and just have a social drink? I would probably say no. Because even socially, it still has a big impact. I still had hangovers. I still didn't feel particularly good. And I always felt as if I'd let myself down, to be honest with you. I'd go to a pub at 6 o'clock at night, say I'd be back at home at 8, and I was back at midnight. Because it's one bad decision after the next, isn't it? You make one decision to go for a pint, then it goes to 2 pints, then it comes to 4, then 6, then 8, then you get home late, and then you don't have a decent meal, you don't sleep well, and you're chasing your tail all day after that to try and make things better again. So you become late in the day to get on with work, and then you start to miss work, and then you start to lose money, people lose faith in you. And the big one for me is people losing trust in you. Your family loses trust in you. Maybe your work colleagues do as well, because you don't see it yourself. Because there's always that thing, the spectator sees more than the player. And I believe that. I really do. If you've got any questions about this, you want to have a chat about it, then get in touch with me. I'm here to help. If you benefit from the videos, then please subscribe. I'll put a couple of links in there for a couple of other things I do. There's a book in there and one-to-one mentoring. And like I say, any comments, just drop me a line. I'm here all 24 hours a day if you want to leave me a message. My number's on some of the descriptions as well. So get in touch, have a chat, and get in touch with the other subscribers as well. There's 11,000 of us now. It's a big, big group of people who all want to help each other. Have a good Monday. I'll speak to you soon.